Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the evolution of British music. Starting in the 1960s, there was a turning point in the history of rock music. During that iconic period, dubbed the British Invasion, the world's music industry was rocked by the unmistakable sound of bands from Great Britain. These British rock bands swept away musical frontiers, gaining unprecedented popularity around the world. The phenomenon marked a moment of great transformation in popular music and helped to redefine the sound and style of the time. The British Invasion was not only limited to music, but also had a significant impact on the fashion and youth culture of the time. The Beatles, first, introduced new haircuts and fashionable clothing that exerted a strong influence on young Americans and Europeans. The invasion of British bands into the world music scene began around 1964. With the Beatles. From then on, bands such as the Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, Queen, and many others began to dominate the sales charts and attract the public's attention. The songs of British bands were characterized by catchy melodies, catchy lyrics, and innovative arrangements that captured the imagination of the masses. These bands paved the way for a new generation of artists who are still inspired by their innovative sound today. From the legendary Oasis to the Arctic Monkeys, many new British talents have roots firmly planted in the fertile soil laid by these rock pioneers. There are many British bands that over the years have revolutionized music around the world. The music of these great and famous British rock bands is a timeless treasure, a legacy that continues to influence and shape the world music scene. From the first guitar crashes to incendiary performances on stage, these are bands that have left an indelible mark on rock history. Here we will mention 4 who are credited with transforming the way music is made. The Beatles are undoubtedly one of the most iconic and beloved bands in the history of music. Consisting of Paul McCartney, John Lennon, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr, the band was known as the Fab Four. Their unique sound was a combination of traditional pop and various musical influences, ranging from classical music to more modern rhythms. With a discography of 12 albums in the UK and 17 in the US, the Beatles have consistently dominated the charts with their timeless hits. Songs like She Loves You and I Want to Hold Your Hand are just a few of the musical gems that have captured the attention of millions of fans around the world. The Beatles' legacy is immortal, and their music continues to be appreciated and admired by subsequent generations. The Rolling Stones, the legendary English rock band, are considered one of the most famous and long-lived in the history of music, giving fans 6 decades of authentic hard rock. While many other bands have experienced hiatuses or breakups that have interrupted their journey, the Stones, with the initial lineup, are still active as a group since 1962. Their hit songs such as Paint It Black, I Can't Get No Satisfaction, and Sympathy for the Devil have taken music charts by storm around the world. Their music continues to be loved and celebrated for its energy boost, explosive performances, and bold lyrics. The Stones have left an indelible mark on the history of rock music, and their status as icons is more than deserved. Pink Floyd, formed in 1965, is a famous British psychedelic band and pioneers of the progressive rock movement. They are considered one of the first successful bands in this genre and have influenced many other subsequent artists. 2 of their most iconic albums, The Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall, have garnered numerous accolades. These albums contain some of their most famous singles, such as Money and Another Brick in the Wall, and have been inducted into the prestigious Grammy Hall of Fame. Pink Floyd's music is characterized by a unique combination of evocative lyrics, sonic experimentation, and an extraordinary artistic vision, which has made their sound recognizable and immortal in the rock music landscape. Beginning in 1968, Led Zeppelin established themselves as one of the first hard rock bands with influences that would later define the heavy metal genre. The band consisted of Robert Plant on vocals, Jimmy Page on guitar, John Paul Jones on bass and keyboards, and John Bonham on drums. Plant and Page have worked together in a masterful way, combining their skills to create songs that leave an indelible imprint. This combination gave birth to epic tracks such as Rock and Roll, Black Dog, and Stairway to Heaven. Stairway to Heaven is considered one of their greatest works, a masterpiece that captured the imagination of millions of fans and remains a landmark in the history of rock music. If in the history of society, the changes are due to extraordinary events, without a doubt, these bands represent those events that were able to revolutionize the world of music as we know it today. The video ends here. If you liked it, leave a comment and let me know your opinion. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.